Gino Pettis Adventures. I'm still Gino, and these are still my adventures. And we've got Bill and Alejandro with us today, and Bill is going to introduce Alejandro. Take it away, Bill.
Thanks, Gino. I'd like to introduce to you and to your viewers, Alejandro Echeverri. He's the owner of Viventi Real Estate here in Armenia. As far as I know, there might be others, but he's the only English-speaking agent in Armenia. I found him to be fantastic with service. There's a lot of, in Colombia, generally, people don't have any real estate training or education, and they go into the real estate business, and it's much different than Americans, Canadians, Europeans would expect in their own country. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Gino, and away you go.
Thank you, Bill. Bienvenido. Nice to see you, Alejandro.
Thank
you we're going to give Alejandro business a plug, and if you'll go to the description after the video, we'll have all of his contact information if you need more questions and answers answered. And there you go, Alejandro.
Okay.
How are you today?
Yeah, really fine here at the office, working a lot.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, we've got a lot of questions. I have a lot of people here that want to come to Colombia, and some of them want to buy places, and some of them want to rent places. And I think the first one that I'd like to ask you is, I have people that want to come and stay for you get 3 months on a tourist visa, and they would like to rent a place that was furnished. And can we do that?
Yeah, you can do, of course. The only thing that we have to check is like the passport, and to do the background of you, and with an agency of a policy that we work with, we can do the rent for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, the time you need.
Excellent, excellent. And then to purchase a property, can I purchase a property with a passport, or I have to have a cedula?
No, also you can buy with your passport. That will be like an external investor, because you are not from Colombia, but you can buy a property here in Colombia, do the procedure normally, the paperwork, everything, and the payment is really easy. It's like transaction between banks, and it's going to be very official and direct.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Can you tell us a little about how the process works? Let's say I came in your office, Alejandro, and I want to rent a place. How would the process work?
Okay, we can have a meeting here in the office. We check all the options that you most like, and we can go and see them. And then if you have like the property that you want, I can take you a copy of your document, and we do the requirement to do the company that is ours, that do all the security and everything, and the study of the people that is going to take the apartment. And it's like in 4 hours we have like an answer, and if the answer is positive and everything is good, we go and give you the property, so you can live there for a period of months, and we do like the contract for the time that you're going to need the property.
Okay, we could do that for rentals, and it's probably much the same process for a purchase?
No, it's different, because for purchase, you go and see the properties, you check your options, and if you decide what property you are going to buy, is different, because first you have to do like an offer of the value of the property. Here in Colombia, all the prices that you see of the property, you can do an offer below the price, so you can have like a bargain there, and you can have finally the closure price, right? So you can do an offer, and when you have all the closure prices, in the offer that we proposal, we also told the client how it's going to be like the payment, the time, the requirement of the house. For example, if you are going to buy a house and you need it for 3 months, and you are going to sign here in Colombia, the first document that you sign for buying a property is called like promesa de compraventa. It's a document that officially says that you are going to buy the house, and for example, it's a house of 100 million. And in that document, in the offer that you do at first, you tell the client that you are going to buy the house in 90 million. And at the time of the signature of the promesa, you are going to give him 20 million. And the rest of the money in 2 months when he delivers you the house and do official the paperwork that here is called escritura pública. That is the document officially that says that you are the owner of the house right now, right?
Because that's a very important point, because what some people don't realize that there have been invasiones and people try to sell a property without actually having title to the property. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct, but that is something that is our job to give you the property in the best condition. That is not with like judicial problems, with mortgages, with something like that. That the property is completely free for the sale and is ready to go without problems. That is the work that we do, and it's our labor to check that for the client.
So then you act kind of as the title company to make sure that the title is clear so that your client doesn't get robbed. And you might tell us a little bit about that too, Alejandro, because it's very important to have knowledge of like yourself, like, you know, Bill trusts you, I trust you, because all the realtors in Colombia are not exactly trustworthy, are they?
Yeah, the thing here in Colombia is very different about in the United States, or Europe, or in other places outside Colombia, because here in Colombia, the real estate market is not regulated. Anyone can go downtown and open a brand and say that he's going to sell property. And he will do that labor as the way he wants, not because the law says that you have to do it this way. So for example, we, as a company that is regulated, we are like in a subscription with the downtown here in Armenia. We pay taxes. We are formally regulated. We have an establishment when we do our work. Everything is like on the top, on the law, okay? So it's very different because, for example, another guy that goes and open a brand in downtown, he cannot have office because it's not required. He cannot have employees because it's not required. He can sell a house and his tariff will be the tariff that he wants to charge the business for that. Also, he can get a lot of properties, but you know how is the legal process of the properties, how are the properties right now, if you can buy it right now, if it has a mortgages, is it an illegal problem. It's like very different and very difficult because you here in Colombia have a company that you can trust to do your labor and be very transparent with all the documents, all the procedures, because we have a lot of cases for persons that contact other companies that are not that regulated, no qualifications. For example, we are a company that focus a lot on that the client give you a review about our work. So if, for example, you go in Google and check out our site, you are going to see there like 70 qualifications of different clients that have been in process with us, with selling, with rent, with everything. So we care a lot about that experience with the client, because it's like when you are going to go to a hotel, you see the reviews, and if you see what the clients tell about the hotel, and you determine that way if the hotel is good or bad, right? So we do like everything, something like that, for have a very clear job, transparent, confident.
Gino, what I'd like to add is I have a friend in Bogota who bought just outside of Bogota, 15, 20 minutes. And he was told by the lawyer, and I believe the lawyer acted for the seller too, who was a builder, that it was traditional in Colombia for sales to be reported 49% less than they actually take place for. And what that does is it moves the tax.
No,
well, yeah, no, it isn't correct. I know that. So what that does is it moves the tax that the builder should have paid to him. And I mean, he's got his hands tied now. He's looking at Armenia, but he can't come here because if he sells now and reports the price as accurate, then he has to pay 33% capital gains tax.
Wow.
I believe if he waits after 2 years, he pays 10%. But what has happened is he's got to pay the tax that the builder should have paid when he bought it. So his problem now is to report it to DN as accurate and pay that tax, or continue the scam. So, I mean, if he continues the scam, he's subject to, I don't know what he's subject to. I saw big fines. Alejandro would know more about that than I do.
Yeah, that cases we see a lot. We see a lot because here in Colombia, some lawyers think they know the law, but they is going to have a benefit in the back of the business. They have something tied with the owner of the house for having an extra money there and do the paperwork in the less price possible, so they don't have to pay high taxes or declare the property in the price that you buy it. Because right now the law says that if you're going to buy an apartment of, I don't know, $100,000, you have to declare the $100,000, because you cannot do it the other way. But
Yep.
People do it. Right now, people do it. You see that every day is very common here, because the people think that they don't have anything that is going to a repercussion of a problem for the future. But here in Colombia, because the law is getting better, like in the digital way, they declare everything to the banks, all the payments through the banks. The paper that you sign, they reported to the DN, and everything is going like very straight. In the near future, you will have a problem if you don't do the paperwork in the right way.
Well, see,
Okay.
the red flag to him should have been the lawyer acting for the buyer and the seller.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always get two lawyers that gang up, but the chances of that are a lot less than a lawyer acting for both sides.
Yeah, the thing that you'll do if you don't have, for example, a real estate that you can trust, or if you are going to do a business without knowing, the better thing to do is go directly to the notaria. The notaria is like the place here in Colombia that you do the official paperwork of buying or selling a house. So if you have any doubts and everything, you go to the notaria by your means, everything, and not telling everyone, and you go and check out what they are going to tell you, because the thing
That's a great idea. That's a great tip.
Yeah, they work by the law.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was a question I was going to have, because I've actually been to the notaria, and I was wondering if you could go there and get it all done. I
you
have
can go
a couple of more questions, and of course, I just forgot the main one. But what are property taxes approximately?
Here in Colombia, the taxes are for the seller and the buyer, right?
No. Yeah, after you own the property, annual property taxes. Impuestos del año.
Impuestos del año. It depends, because it depends on the place that you buy. For example, here in Armenia, the taxes is determined by downtown, right? And they take the value that here is called avalúo catastral. That value is the value that the Armenia downtown put to the property for declaring the taxes. And it's like, I don't know, for example, a property about 300 million in real price market, right? They do the value of the taxes around like a 30% of the property. So in the year you pay a little cheap value. But
what percentage of the value do you pay? For example, do you have to pay 3%, 10%, 1% of the taxable value?
It depends.
I think it's one or less. I think it's one or less, but Alejandro can confirm that.
Yeah, I think is, for example, a property of 300 million in real market price, they take like the 30% of that, and in that 30%, they do that like the rate of the taxes. So, for example, that property right now can pay like $1 million pesos. It's less than 1%.
Okay.
Very less.
Okay.
It's very, very little.
Okay, cool. That's because I've had a lot of people that try to beat around the bush, and I just want to, because in most towns, they're all different in the United States too. It's that, you might pay 3% here, and in New York City, you might pay 18% for the year. Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
In Tucumcari, New Mexico, you might pay 2.5%. So just depending on the value of the property, but that's really good.
I have
You know,
a friend.
Alejandro, this
I
is-
have a
this-
friend living in an $800 million bungalow, and he tells me he's paying $1,500,000.
Nothing.
It's really cheap.
500 bucks.
Here's
400
our
bucks.
deal, Alejandro. And I don't know if you're okay with this or not, but I mean, we're going to have a lot more stuff that we need to go over. And I don't like to make my videos much over 20 minutes so people will watch them. Okay. But
Okay.
can we do this? Can we do this again sometime?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to know that. So you guys, if you're still with us at 15 minutes where we've been, you need to hit the subscribe and like button and the notification bell, and you'll get more of these. And don't forget that Alejandro's contact information is going to be in the description of this video. So let's keep going here for about another 5 minutes and see where we can go with it, Alejandro.
Okay.
You got anything that you just burning desire to say?
Yeah, here in Armenia, in Quindío, is a really good place. A really good place to live. Also for invest, because here, if you know, in Colombia, the Quindío region is the second place of Colombia that gains the most tourism in Colombia for the year. The first
Okay.
place is like the Caribbean coast and everything, Cartagena, Santa Marta, those places in the coast. But in Colombia, Quindío is the second region that brings all the tourism of around the world. So here is very good place. It's a cheap place. It's a secure place. You have different places to see, to look around, different climates. It's really nice here, and is a place that you must see if you go to Colombia and you want to check out something different than the beaches. So it's really nice to come here.
Excellent. Yes, I've been to Armenia. I loved it. Been to Los Termales. Went to the coffee. What is the place where they have the coffee dance and all that? It's like I don't know. They have a show and you're in it. Anyway,
Yeah.
It was all good.
I can second, third, and fourth that. I've been here 11 years, and the only way I'm leaving is with a toe tag or in an urn. No other way.
Cool. Alejandro, it's great meeting you. It's really good meeting you. Bill, thank you for introducing Alejandro to us, because that's the whole point. I mean, you have to have confidence in who you're dealing with in Colombia. Even in the United States, they'll rob you, but it's easier for them to rob you here. So, and people are unscrupulous. So it's really nice to know somebody that knows what's going on. So I'm going to sign off here in a minute, and after I sign off, please don't hang up. So that being said, this is the first day of the rest of your life, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. And now you don't have any excuses that you don't know how to rent a house because you got Alejandro. You don't have any excuses that you don't know how to rent an apartment because you have Alejandro. That being said, I will see you on the flip side.